Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'll be making a Shell gas station, so let's do it.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Shell garage slash petrol station slash gas station slash station where you can fill up any vehicle of your choice using your fuel of choice station. And not only will I show you how to make everything on the outside of the build, but I'll even show you how to make the garage that accompanies this gas station and all of the cool stuff that you would find inside of it. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me and the channel out very, very much. And if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button, as that will ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub bot. But without any further ado, let's get started. Now, just before we get this thing started, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will need to make our garage. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the garage is a reasonable 43 by 29 block area, as represented by this white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make in your world, and I would recommend it if you are planning out a city. It will just help loads and loads and loads, and it will stop you building on top of other stuff. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Make sure you've got that stuff. Make sure you've got enough room to make it. Make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, my garage building friends. Come all the way over to the back right hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. I know that this is a little bit weird because we usually start all the way over there on the front, but this time we want to be on the back right hand corner and we want to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're then going to count left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to stick a red concrete here in this position. The red concrete then wants to get extended forwards by 9. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we are going to go left by 2. 1, 2. So what's important about this position is we then want to take this second block and we want to move towards the front of the build, and we want to find the 11th block moving outwards from this block, meaning, so from this red concrete, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right here, we want to place 7 block of quartz on top of each other.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we also want to, from the bottom of this block, moving across the build now, so the side of the build, we want to count and find the 13th block from this bottom block of quartz. So 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So those are the foundations for the top of our, I suppose it's called a canopy, is what it technically is called, I do believe. Might be wrong about that, as I am wrong about many things, but what we then want to do with the 2 rows of quartz is we'll take this first row that we have in place, we want to extend it in 2 directions, actually 3 directions, using our quartz slab. We want to extend it forwards, backwards, and out the side, and we're going to do that by using 6 quartz slabs in all of those directions. 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also out the back as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we also want to do a similar thing over here as well. With this row, we want to extend it out the side and then left and right as we are looking at it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also out the back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I know that this looks weird, but what we can then do is fill in between all of these rows in using a block of, well, not a block of quartz slab actually. We want to fill it all in using quartz slab. Now, this will give us the entire shape of our canopy. Not Caterpie, easily confused with the cute book Pokemon from Generation 1 upwards. No, we're talking about the canopy. And we want to join it all the way over to the opposite side as well. And in joining it to the opposite side, in filling in between all of these rows, that will be the entire shape of the canopy complete. It just needs some added details afterwards. I have opted to fill the entire bottom of this thing in using quartz slabs. However, later on, and I'm not 100% sure where I sit on this myself, that's why I'm giving you guys the option, that's why I've not just done it. You may, and I do say may, want to add some sea lanterns into the base of the canopy, and that'll actually provide a nice little bit of light. Otherwise you'll notice that it does cast a pretty decent shadow, especially if you're using shaders. I imagine that the shadow would be 5 o'clock or upwards. So we want to basically just get all of this filled in, and then later on we can decide whether we want to add anything else to it or not. It really is up to you, it's personal preference.
Okay, what is going on? Why can I do... Can someone explain this bug? Because I can't spam... I can't press hold and oh, so this happens. Just turns into a frickin' block. Tried all the settings and see if there was an issue. And apparently there isn't. Because, Now I'm going on settings up, but just need to controller cursor. Can someone explain this bug? Because I have no idea what it is. Because it's just annoying me now. It's just making me very annoyed. Because every time when I do this, this bug always has to happen. Where the cursor, well, not the cursor. Every time when I press hold L2 on the PlayStation controller, it just, for some reason, it's not doing it. All it just is just places a block. All it does is just do that. So I'm having to do this because it's very annoying. Mojang, do an update, sort this issue out. So could someone explain to me in the comments what this bug is, because I have no idea what it is. I'm gonna change the weather to, well, not the weather, I'm gonna change the time today.
So there we go, we've got a nice little foundation filled in there. Got to make sure that, did I see something over there too? It's very easy to add an extra quartz slab where they shouldn't be. There we are, perfect. So from the front right hand corner of the canopy here, I keep wanting to say canopy. From the front right hand corner of the canopy, we're going to place two red concretes extending left from this corner. We're then going to place 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow concretes extending across, and then we're going to make the entire rest of the outside, just the outside of the
hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, good, it doesn't crash. Hold on, I just need to do something. No, I need to do video. Turn up the anti-aliasing. Turn it up to 16 and that should be good. Yeah, that's better now. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, it's all a disaster. A natural disaster. What am I streaming? Ah. If you don't know what that noise is in the background, guys, it's just my parents watching a film. They're watching The Goonies, and I'm not really a fan of that film because it's swearing. It has swear words in it, even though it's rated PG.
So just going all the way.
No idea why.
You don't have to fill the entire thing in, although you could if you were feeling, I don't know, a little bit crazy really. And then once you have done that, we want to add an entire layer of yellow concrete across the top. Now this is where we are going to make an entire layer. It's basically just going to mirror the quartz slabs that we have just below us. It will make a really nice effect. Basically, it's just the top of the canopy. The canopy will then be pretty much complete. We just have to write shell on it, although we will be doing that a little bit later, just because you guys, I don't know if you guys know, I don't like banners very much. Banners are so useful, they enhance so many builds in so many different ways, in ways that you couldn't do with all the blocks. However, oh, they're annoying to make. I wish that there were letter banner patterns. Maybe that'll come in the future, that would be really, really helpful. But anyways, we've almost filled the top of this in, and hiya! What will that give us? Nice. So there we go, that's the top of the canopy. Whilst we are doing large filling in projects, I feel as though that we should also tackle the actual garage. So this is where you would pay for your petrol, your fuel, perhaps some chocolate that's overpriced, and maybe even some coffee. So I want you to take the very first red concrete block that we ever placed and extend it across the build. I do believe that the amount is 17. So
17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There we go. Perfect. We're then going to take that 17th block, extend it forwards, and then we're going to extend it across to pretty much make a nice rectangular shape. The significance of that rectangular shape is that we can now add some windows to it, which is fairly easy to do. Starting from the right hand side here, I want you to place this sequence of blocks. 2 white concrete, 2 glass pane. We're using light blue, but you can use whatever. 2 white concrete, 2 glass pane, 2 white concrete, 2 glass pane. And then we're actually going to have 2 white concrete, and then we're going to destroy the 2 red concrete blocks below. And then we're going to basically double up on all of the white concrete and all of the glass pane. Now later on you might decide that you want more windows and such around the build, around the garage, but we can do that later. So all you're going to want to do from here is add, we're just going to add 3, it actually wants to be 3 rows, so that is what we're going to do. Or do we want to have just like a solid yellow roof? We'll probably do the solid yellow roof. Okay, so we just want to add 2 rows of white everywhere. That'll basically take us up to the top of the windows just like this. Okay, and then we're just going to place yellow concrete all the way on top of this. The doorway will have to have a little bit of tampering. Whether we want to add some glass to it or whether we're quite happy just leaving it white concrete, that might be the case. There we go, we add the yellow around the top as well, just like this. And this will basically just be the roof of the garage, like that. Yep. And this will basically just be the roof of the garage, like that. Yeah, maybe we'll grab some glass block later on to make that look a little bit better, or not, I don't know, we'll see. You can fill the roof in using yellow concrete if you like, because we are going to be sufficiently lighting it. The garage won't actually require any outside light at all. Outside light meaning like any natural light. It won't require any of that. You'll be able to go inside the garage and see absolutely everything at any time.
You kicked up your study session with a lo-fi playlist, but now you really need to focus. Turn your phone screen off, but keep your music on. Try YouTube Premium on us.
Luckily. So all the top can just be filled in here using a little bit of yellow concrete. Nice. And in doing that, you can see that we've actually got like a pretty decent foundation here, haven't we? There is a little something else that we could do as well whilst we're in the mood. So quite often at petrol stations, gas stations, fuel stations, whatever you want to call these things, you will have signs that will tell you the price of things. Now, we're going to make one of those, and basically the positioning for it is it wants to kind of stick out to the front left-hand corner. You kind of want to have a yellow concrete hanging off, and you want to extend 1, 2, 3 towards the front of the build. We're then going to place a red concrete underneath the left. Oh no, my bad. We're going to place an entire row of yellow underneath, red concrete underneath the left and right sides, yellow concrete in between. We're then going to want to grab our old pal, the light grey concrete. You guys remember the light grey concrete from the old days. We're going to place a row underneath it, and then we're going to extend the left and right hand sides down. We'll join it together at the bottom, so I'll cut out the middleman there, and then we're going to grab the white concrete again, and we're just going to fill the middle of this in. In an ideal world, you would place signs and perhaps some item frames with different fuels in, or maybe you could use the item frames and you could have like diamonds and show the cost of different things. But you'd have something like petrol, such and such, diesel, such and such, and then if you wanted to biofuel, blah blah blah, you could make it a little bit taller if you want and add more stuff. But I just thought that it kind of added to the overall aesthetic of the build, and I like it. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make part of the pumps. So the way that one gets fuel in the car is from pumps around the station. There's going to be a pump either side of the bottom of these quartz rows. So we're going to place a red concrete in front of the bottom of the rows of quartz like this. I wish that my plans were a little bit clearer. Just so, there we go. A red concrete either side. We're going to place yellow concrete either side of the red concrete. we're going to place any block on top of the red concrete. It's going to be covered up, it doesn't matter. We're going to place white concrete left and right of the whatever block you want to use. And then we're going to place quartz slabs on top of the white concrete slash the middle block. On the left side, on both sides, we're going to place buttons on the lefts of the lefts of the middle part. This is the screen, by the way. That's why it doesn't matter what color it is. This is going to be the screen, and basically the screen is just going to be a single painting, just because I think that looks quite cool.
Hold on, guys, I'll be back.
like sort of like touch screen.
Right, back guys.
It makes sense to paint or an item frame. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. I just like the look of it. And we want the same thing on the opposite side as well. So on this opposite side, you guys might remember it's red concrete at the base on the left and right, any block on top of the red, yellow concretes next to the red concretes on both sides. We want white concrete on top of yellow. We then want quartz slabs on top of the white concrete and the quartz block as well that we have in the middle. We place ourselves some buttons on the left side just to keep it a bit different, and then we want to just have a painting in the middle. Preferably, we don't want to repeat. We place ourselves some buttons on the left side just to keep it a bit different, and then we want to just have a painting in the middle. Preferably, we don't want to repeat. Again, if you want to be a little bit more realistic, and you know, it doesn't matter if you do, I just like the look of the painting better.
Hold on, I'm gonna try something quickly. Oh, we grab the buttons. Oh, you can't do it. You can't do it on Bedrock, but you can watch a button over a painting, or painting over a button.
If you want to be a bit more realistic, item frame with a glass in it will look better, or will look more realistic, I should say, but that's kind of up to you. But we also want to have hanging off these more realistic upbeat, we don't want to repeat. Again, if you want to be a little bit more realistic, and you know, it doesn't matter if you do, I just like the look of the painting better. If you want to be a bit more realistic, item frame with a glass in it will look better, or will look more realistic, I should say, but that's kind of up to you. What we also want to have hanging off these, quite often the pumps will have numbers, so that when you go into the station you'll be like, I was at pump number 1 or 2 or 3 or 75, whatever, and these will be displayed above these areas here. So we're going to leave one whole block away from the tops of the pump, so it's going to be like here, so basically kind of like in between the top of the pumps and in between the top of the canopy. We're going to have 2 yellow concretes poking out here, just like this side, and then we're going to have red carpet on top, and if we had signs we would say this is pump number 1, pump 2, 3, and then of course 9,000. So that is what we would have, but we don't have that on us, but you can if you like. I might even add it at the end, and I might also do what I mentioned on the side. But very small details those are, so let's chuck all those in. What do we want to do next? Let me think about this. So the pumps need to be modified a little bit more. We're going to use standard wall, end rods, cauldrons, trapdoors, item frames, paper, rock. Stone. We have already used our red carpet, so we might just leave it. No, we'll add some walls. Okay, and that will also require the oak leaves too. So around the base of the pumps, we're going to do this first. We are going to simply have just one row of smooth stone around the base of the pumps like this. That's all we're going to do. So this is basically just a walk around on it, and you don't want to get you don't want to get run over, pretty much. It's like just a nice safe haven, so whilst you're pumping your fuel, no one's going to run you over, hopefully. So that's pretty much what this is for, just like a nice little bit of safe ground to stand on. There we go. In between the pumps, there's sides to them. We want to place cauldrons. Oak trapdoors on top of them, and then a little gap because you can't place it directly on top. And then if you want, you can have like an item frame and paper, and that's basically just for rubbish. Quite often times for the fuel pumps, or you could have just like, you wouldn't even need the item frames. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it, but quite often times you'll have little bins next to the pumps, and sometimes like disposable gloves and stuff, and sometimes actual literal, however you want to do it, but quite often times you'll have little bins next to the pumps, and sometimes like disposable gloves and stuff, and sometimes actual literal like paper, and just in case you spill or something like that, which is possible, and I have managed to ruin a pair of trainers that way, unfortunately, a load of diesel that was on. I really liked them, they were Adidas. I kind of miss them a little bit, but now they smell like my car. So now that we have the fuel pumps pretty much almost done, all we have to do is just put an actual physical like what the pump would look like, and maybe it would look a little bit better with tripwire hooks, but I actually like the aesthetic of like a wall with an end rod on top, and that also serves the function as well of them being of it adding a little bit of a light source with tripwire hooks. But I actually like the aesthetic of like a wall with an end rod on top, and that also serves the function as well of them being of it adding a little bit of a light source, because I am starting to think that we might not need a light source. The end rods actually do a pretty decent job, even if we turned it to day, which would be possible, or turned it to actually I don't think that we can. No, okay, never mind, it's always daylight, but later on maybe we'll have a look at it in the dark and we'll see whether we need to add sea lanterns or not. What we do need to add though is a wall. So the wall is going to be made out of terracotta, and it's going to start on the front right hand corner of the build here, and it's going to go all the way around the grid. So the wall is going to be made out of terracotta, and it's going to start on the front right. going to go all the way around the grid. So it's basically going to start from the bottom front right hand corner of the grid, and it's going to end on the back right hand corner of the grid where we start the swing off. It's just going to be terracotta. It's going to be 2 rows of it because it just looks a little bit better, I think. 1 row almost seems laughable because you could just jump over it. So 2 rows of terracotta is what we're going with, like this. Just for the wall, all the way around, like this. Yeah, that's looking good. I like that. It looks way better with the wall. We're going to add some oak leaves around the inside of the wall as well. This adds another colour, which will be a little bit more important later on when we add the grey concrete in here because it will look a bit drab. So the leaves actually add a little bit. We're also so the leaves are just going to be added around the inside of the border. You can take them all the way to the edge of the wall, or you can leave them one block away. I'm leaving them one block away. And I'm also going to add a row of leaves that starts from here. This is the end of the garage. And the leaves are going to come all the way, and I'm also going to add a row of leaves that starts from here. This is the end of the garage, and the leaves are going to come all the way, probably about here to where the end of the pump is, maybe even a little bit further. Usually you've got quite a bit of an area that you're actually allowed to drive into these things. They don't usually, they make it quite easy to drive into, so we might just leave it like that just to where the ends of the pumps are. Later on this will all be filled in with grey concrete, it will look way, way better. Well, you know what, as well, once we do have the smooth stone on us, we're just going to add 2 rows of smooth stone just directly in the front of our garage, like this. And the 2 rows of smooth stone are again to prevent you from getting run down by a car, basically. So you can walk around, safe and sound, like this. So this is actually looking really good. I'm really happy with how this looks. I don't know why I love to look at petrol stations. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Hey. Probably am. We're going to do the sign. Now the sign requires us to grab the loom. We're going to place the yellow banners in the banner making position, which is not in the top left hand corner but just to the right of it. And we're also going to need our red dye as well. We don't need any other dyes, fingers crossed. So we're going to chuck down the loom. If you don't have a loom, you'll need a crafting table and you'll have to do manually, not fun. So I'm going to crack open the loom and we're going to place a brand new banner in there. Our first letter is going to be S. So red dye's in there, horizontal row of red across the top, horizontal row of red along the bottom, and a diagonal row top left corner to bottom right corner gives us our S. Next is H. So vertical.
We will make the first $30,000 paid on the home loan tax deductible each year and restore the great Australian dream to a young generation that currently have it taken away from them.
That's what's got Craig Kelly for the United Straight Party, wasn't it?
Of red on the right. Going to crack open the loom and we're going to place a brand new banner in there. Our first letter is going to be S. So red dies in there, horizontal row of red across the top, horizontal row of red along the bottom, and a diagonal row top left corner to bottom right corner gives us our S. Next is H. So vertical row of red on the right, vertical row of red on the left, horizontal row of red through the middle, boom, we have our H. Now we have to make it E. So E is quite easy. Horizontal row of red through the middle, horizontal row of red through the top, horizontal row of red through the bottom is quite easy. Horizontal row of red through the middle, horizontal row of red through the top, horizontal row of red on the right, vertical row of red on the left, horizontal row of red through the middle, boom, we have our H. Now we have to make it E. So E is quite easy. Horizontal row of red through the middle, horizontal row of red through the top, horizontal row of red through the bottom, with a vertical stick of red on the left side, and that is E. So far we have sheep. We then want to place a brand new banner in here. That's going to be yellow. So vertical row of red on the left side, horizontal row of red along the bottom, and that is L. Now we have, well, this is shield, so not quite shell, but I'm in creative mode, so I can just reuse banners. If you're not in creative mode, you're going to have to make another L. The shell side is quite easy to do. It's where we have these rows of yellow concrete here. S-H-E-L-L, my bad, L, there we go, perfect. Shell garage, all we have to do for the outside, which we will be doing later, will we do it later or will we do it now? We might do it now, just so that it's... do we fill in the... You know what, I might toss a coin. I do actually have a coin here. Okay, heads, we're going to fill it in now. Tails, we'll do it a little bit later. Tails, alright, we do it later. So, we're now going to move towards the garage. So, we don't actually have everything we need to make the garage at all. We are lacking a few things, but we do have some stuff. So, chiseled quartz block, iron door, weighted pressure plates. So, the chiseled quartz block is what we are going to use for the interior of the garage. For some reason, garages seem to be one of the brightest buildings ever. Like, whenever you go inside, they rarely seem to be, like, quite dark and quite drab. It's pretty white everywhere. It's just, like, white and bright. So, that's what we're doing. We're just going to fill the entire floor in using some chiseled quartz block, just because that looks pretty good. And I like the texture of it. I'm using... Okay, guys, I realise I am using this for floors in a lot of builds. Get off my back. I really like it. I used to use, like, oak wood, because that's also a raw material as well, but I just do like the texture of this. So, the doors are going to be automatic in the way that they're going to be iron doors here, and I'm going to replace that with blocks. We'll do that now. This won't be in the item list, because I only just decided to do it now, but yeah, above the doors, or maybe it will be, the light blue glass block, weighted pressure plates in front of the doors, weighted pressure plates behind the doors as well. Funny fact about the inside of the garage is that we need to add how many rows? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just need to add an extra row of red and white directly here, just in this corner, because then everything else will slot in. That will give us, ladies and gentlemen, a nice empty garage. Now, the garage doesn't require an insane amount of materials, actually, quite a few of them actually, but it does require enough of them that we need to grab some new stuff. But I am just realising we can reuse.
Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here, because I'll be busy. I'll be busy once I've ended this video. I'm going to finish off the garage off camera, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.